mobilization, equipment, public address system that will be covering the event on that day. The venue here, plastic chairs and tents and so on. Hygiene, cleaning up the place. Security, power supply, transport of guests, accommodation. So basically, catering and meals. The pilgrims will be coming, and the people will be attending conferences. We have to cater for their meals and drinks. We want to thank some beverage houses. We have just got a letter from Riham giving us some drinks for the children. We wrote to Crown Bottlers and Century Bottling Company. So we wrote to different people. We need a lot of drinks and food for the people that will be coming. Administration and Secretariat, health, some drugs for the people who may fall sick. So a budget has all those details that was passed by the committee.
Orukwebembera obuleberezi obwa Masindi Kitara ow'ekitinisa Bishop George William Asimwe hona nwara ibembere ekyo mwaka ogwo kandi hona ahansi y'obuleberezi obwo mpaba harumu obuleberezi obwa Rwenzori, East Rwenzori, West Rwenzori, South Rwenzori, Bunyoro Kitara hona nangwa na Masindi.
Basically the program we run, we segmented the celebrations so that we don't have congestion on 3rd June. We shall begin with the Children's Day on 23rd of May here at Namugongo. All children from this country are invited to come and participate here. They have their talks and play and the topics that will be shared. 23rd May, and the children who have not gone back to school, they stay at home. So 23rd June, another 23rd May, that's the Children's Day here at Namugongo Anglican site. Then 24th May will be a day for all the youth in this country. We're calling upon them to come here at Namugongo Anglican site and have their day conferences and talks and play and whatever fun on that day of 24th for the young people in this country. Then all the men, Fathers Union and Christian men, will be here on 29th of May. So we call upon all men to come over here and celebrate and have some topics and discussions on 29th of May. Then on 30th and 31st is Mission and Crusade, evangelism, preaching the gospel, encouraging people to accept Christ. That will be Mission Days, 30th and 31st. Then 1st of June, that will be the women's event. Christian Women Fellowship and Mothers Union will be here on 1st of June. So we call upon people, especially the women, to come and celebrate on their day of 1st June. Of course, then Sunday will be a Sunday for rest and some services, and the pilgrims will have come. And the climax celebration is 3rd June. So we call upon all Ugandans to come and celebrate also on 3rd June. We expect the President as the chief guest. And also the guest preacher is the Archbishop of Nigeria, Anglican Church of Nigeria. Archbishop Henry Ndukuba will be our main preacher on 3rd June. So we call upon all people in this country to come and celebrate with us on these days. The theme is confirm the truth of God's word, not the patterns of the world. Extracted from Romans chapter 1 verse 2. So basically the message is we thank the partners, the media houses that publicize this function and popularize it. Please come on 3rd June to continue covering, or even those days that we have mentioned, the children, the youth, the men and the women, so that some message can go to the world about the importance of celebrating as Ugandans.
Diza Asimwe Kajese ahaba Gntv Agarikwotsya.
Wewe mnonga Desire Asimwe habwa makurago baitu twayongera misho Minister Amos Lugorobi yargoye yasha abantu bona haba mwihanga eri ya Uganda okubasa kwekiriza bakabarwa ahabwe hururu ejermonera bwamu kandi iyo kubara abantu nagira ngo ekintu kuyambaho Uganda government okubasa kutebekanisiza je abantu bayo ekireki echa census nikija kutandika okwetororo mu ihanga lyona okutandikana na nyincha kare 2010 ebyokwezi okwa katane 2024 nabwe ekyo nsha abantu mwena okubasa kugenda mukehandikisa okugira ngo tubase kubarwa babase kutebekanisiza je nkihangire katubirebe
Ekiro kya Nyakazoba ahizira bakoneresha ha mukaga zikiro ningashiza kashishikanye ncyakare ekibina ningashe ekitongore ekikumanke kya Wubos Uganda Bureau of Statistics njija kutandikaho ehuriro yacho eyo kubara abantu kwetorori hanga lyone lya Uganda kandi Minister Amos Lugorobi yargayo no ganira no myamakuru wito abo bakwitebekaniza kire cyari kugira ngo okubara abantu nekintu kirungi kandi nebetekateka ngora abari mukuru weka ningashe orabaye no bujunaniz bwa ebara bibize kubaramo abantu nwarabe nargayo no kugarukamo ebibuzo byonna ebirabe mbibuzo.
So the head of that particular household was expected to be a main respondent. So the head of household, the spouse, or an eligible member of the household will be the main respondent to the questions. And where they will not be present at the time of the visit, they should leave their telephone numbers with the caretakers in that particular home, so that our enumerator, if he comes, can make an appointment with the respondent, with that head of household.
Minister Amos Rugorobi nagira ngo abarabembije kubara abantu nibako bano bajunanizwa aha kubara amakaga abantu bitu kutari kugira ngo nibako abantu batambura haza street uko mu matabuno ganyu bakurondereza umuntu we no barabugane bakamubara.
So these people will not be running around on the streets. Their main target is the household, the home, where people reside. These are the ones that have been marked. These are the ones that we are targeting, in this census exercise. We are not going to be hijacking you from the street. No, we are going to the homes, and we expect that people will take this responsibility and ensure that they find time for our enumerators.
Nagira ngo omukubala abantu hona hine bibuze birabembe buzubwa bikuzaha abakazi batari bashije barabemba bigarukamo kandi hona nibatekateka ngo omukazi we nore abari omukomo naje kwa nabuzibwe buzo ebyekikazi.
During the enumeration, there are specific questions that will be answered by female from the age of 15 to 19. There are those questions that are unique to them, especially regarding issues of pregnancy and birth. These may not be answered by any other person other than the ladies themselves.
Kandi umuntu wena oraheze kubarwa tarabe nateka ho maka ningashi okumurama ngo gwe bahirize kumbara ke bakabamba babara ubwire bw'akaruru ngo kuba kubahandika ho ubwire bw'akaruru ngo bitu nibija kwani bamakinga enju ejo kuyabarwa kandi abandi kwatagarika kukibara gwa kabiri.
I would also like to inform you that during this exercise we are not going to mark respondents who have been enumerated like we do during elections. We are not going to be marking the room. Enumerators shall only mark the doors of the household after they have completed the enumeration with the household. So shall be labeling the household where the exercise has taken place.
Minister Amos Rugorobi nagira ngo hone bibyone birabuzibwe kurga abantu nibije kubikwa nke cyama kandi tino barabemba bigambera ngo nabwe cyo abanyayuganda tubine kwirarekera kugira ngo barabuzibwe buzo byabo no kushanga abantu nibamanya ningashi government iri kubukosa ibindi bintu ngo bitu ekitongore nikija kubika nke bye cyama.
We'd like to assure the general public that all information collected during this exercise, this is very important, will be kept confidential. We are not a tax body, and we are not here to facilitate tax collectors to know who to tax. We are here to obtain data about the population of Uganda. And we do not expect anyone to come to us asking for how much money does so and so, earn. No. Our data is only going to be presented in a manner that's aggregated. It's not going to be individual specific information. It's aggregated data. So you should not come asking about Mr. Mkiza's income, how much tax he ought to be paying, etc., etc. No, the information is going to be purely consolidated and not individual specific. We are not going to give individual specific responses, to any inquiry. So we want to assure the public that the exercise of your information is totally confidential. It's between us and yourself.
Neyargayo no kushabanya Uganda bono butatina kandi kubargayo bakicereza bakabarwa.
So you should not be worried. Please respond, because population, a census about the population is so important to the country for the purposes of planning for the population.
Minister Amos Rugorobi nagira ngu hona bahiza kutunga ibi byo nibikwata abanya-Uganda okwetorora ihanga bakamanya n'abanya-Uganda bangahe barumunjije kuyamba ihanga okubasa kutebekanisiza abantu baryo barebe ihanga kuri yakubasa kutungoka.
And we need this information to know how many you are in the country, where are you located, where do you live, what kind of shelter are you living, what kind of infrastructure exists in your area. Social services existing in your area. Are you accessing it? From what distance? All these questions are very important for purposes of planning, so that we can plan better, so that we can request for support, we can determine how much money we need, to build our economy. So it's for purposes of planning.
Hona yahendera no kushaba abo bona bikirukwataho na munonga hande ngweza district nizibyaro okurga yubakete abantu kandi nangwa bakabashaba kubaza kwehandikiza obundi ekintu eki ningashe hurureji ikabasa kuraba mukurungi.
The success of the national population and housing census 2024 is therefore going to be dependent on the people of Uganda, and more so the district and city leadership at all levels mobilize the residents of their areas.
You can make a choice and be counted from where you have always lived. So people are moving, and I think they want to be counted where they originate, and where they think the service is attributed to their individual person will be taken, given the number. So it is just the way people want to see it. The other day when we met the Chawazinga from Busoga, I was saying, but my Busoga few, is it that those who are outside Busoga don't report their Busoga? And I was calling upon all of them to come back to Busoga and they be counted.
Abanya-Uganda mwena ahimuri okwa hero ntibashaba kusigara mu majuganyo okugira ngo mukabasa kubarwa ahubwo kuba okubara kw'abantu nukutandika ekiro ky'Anyakazoba aharisha mukaga zasimwe kagese ahaba Gntv Agarikwotsya.
Wewe mnonga desire asimwe nahabwe ekyo ntwangira omuranga okugambirima mwena abari kureba Gntv kubasa kwikiriza mukabarwa abo kugira ngo twena tubarwe nk'abanya-Uganda tubase kutebekanisiza gye omu magara gitu agomunseji. Twagumiza mu beitu abeji okurugwa mu itendekero erya Makerere University okurugwa mu faculty y'amateka rizoba babuganaho n'akakiiko k'ishenjero akarukujunanizibwa ahabyamagara okubasa kuhajana hiteka erukugira ngo abakazi bicirize abakazi bagenzi babo abandi batunjenda ahabwabo kandi babazarira abana baitu abeja babashaba government ya Uganda kubasa kugira ebyahinduramu omwitekeri katubirebe.
Abeji korga hiri tendekero rikuru mundu muyangiri ya Uganda irukumanywa nkeri ya Makerere University bitaba rya hansi ya faculty y'amateka ningashe law school baragayo no kurebukaho akakiiko k'ishenjero akarukushunanizwa ahabya byamagara okubasa korgayo kuganira ahiteka erhondi yenda kuhinguzwa eho kugira ngo omukazi yatakwenda kuzara abase kutunga ndijo muntu oramuzarre yahiza kumuteka mu amizi genangwa n'amahurige batyo barebe Uganda ece kubasa kora ahitekeryo.
Many countries that do not have such a restriction in their bills or in their acts. For instance, Kenya is a state of also enacting a bill of this nature, and for them it's free. They do not have such restrictions or for surrogacy. When you look at South Africa also doesn't have such restrictions. It's open for anyone. When you look at India, the India Surrogacy Act also doesn't have restrictions. So it begs the question, why the need for Uganda put a bow and look at for surrogacy? I think it creates a problem of, you may have a problem with our issue, people wanting to actually opt for the services, but they cannot because they are locked out by the law. Yes. And my particular recommendation, class, this is on page 3, is that we should expand or should remove that particular provision because it's not solving any issue, it's instead creating an issue for mothers or intending mothers who may want to have children but are locked out by this particular clause. Secondly, I have also a contention on which I address in the heading of parenting to human-assisted reproductive technology, and basically referring from clause 22 of the bill, which provides that
itekero neryereka kurungi kandi rishoborera kurungi omukazi yatakwenda kuzaara kwabasa kurondayo ndijo muntu kandi atyo akamuzarra bitu bargeno kugira ngo bwahatiya emyaka y'abantu bine kubana bashaba batayi babo kubazarra abana ninga kubahekera abana bine kubanerenga emyaka 18 ngo ahabwo kuba omuntu ari kuba kine emyaka 18 natakitegereze ningashi natakesharire mu kurungi.
An agreement exists when surrogacy is in the process of being made, and the Act, particularly under Clause 23, provides for consideration of a surrogacy agreement. However, it stops at only stating that the surrogate mother should understand the agreement before they get into the contract. This is different from the Kenyan bill, which provides for certain items that ought to be included within this agreement. And this is particularly important, honorable members, because we are dealing with an instance of vulnerability. And to that extent, the law should have particular clauses that protect those that are most vulnerable. In the Kenyan law, there is recommendation that the agreement should have matters to do with contact with the child, care, upbringing, and general welfare of the surrogate mother as well as the child.
wano ku Parliament okwendowooza yaffe kuli mu kuteeka erikolebwa Parliament oba eriri mu process ekolebwa Parliament nga eno ligenda yamba abakyala n'abaami bannayuganda okufuna abaana mu ngeri etali ya bulijjo.
Bargenda okushaba akakiiko barukukagira ngu kabaase kugaruka mu iteeka eryo nangwa emyaka ebaase kwongererwaho nka myaka 25 kugira ngu aho omuntu naba yayishaliremu kandi bargenda okugira ngu ogo wena orargeyo n'okutwarira mutahi weyenda ningashi kumwekorera omwana aine kuba nayikyerezibwa ningashi aine kuba yikirize wenka we kwakwenda kuzarira mutahi we.
Naye tubadde twagala ebintu bina mu tteeka ly'eryo okukola bibeeremu. Ekisooka nga walina okubeerawo endagaano, ng'endagaano eyo obukwakulizo obulina okubeeramu Parliament ebuwandiise mu tteeka lino. Endagaano eyo wakati w'omukyala anaasitula omwana n'abazadde abagenda otwala oyo omwana ng'amaze okuzaalibwa, okulemesa okuexploitinga oba okukumpanya abantu abanaasitula abaana bano. Ekintu ekyokubiri kye twagala kubeera mu tteeka lino nti tewalina kubeerawo okugezesa okulemesa abantu abamu okufuna omugaso oguva mu lino etteeka nga limitations ezo bakebera abantu nga omuntu aba alina obulwadde bwonna n'obumu nga busobola okujjanjabwa takkirizibwa ku benefitinga oba kukozesa nkola eno. Ekintu ekyokusatu kyetwagala etteeka lino libeeremu kyekintu ky'emyaka nti tulowooza omwana w'emyaka 18 aba tannatuuka kubeera ng'asitula omwana w'omuntu omulala, ng'era tubadde tusaba Parliament etteeka lino omuntu asitula omwana alina okubeera n'emyaka 25 oba okudda waggulu. Ebyo byonna tubikoze wansi wa Public Interest Law Clinic eyaMakerere University Law School.
Itekere lyashozibwe nkingi manyisa ngu abakazi batari bamwe na bamwe abakuba batakwenda kuzaara bitu bakwenda abana nibazagumana bikirizibwa okuyihwa mu amizi gabo nangwa n'amahuri gabo bagateeka omu bandu bantu kandi babazaarira abana. Tuheya Ronald aha Gntv aha Parliament.
Mnonga tuheyo Ronald aha AMAKURU. Twayongera emisho ekitongole kiri kujunanizibwa hanyamishwa z'omukishaka ekya Uganda Wildlife Authority uwa omukarumi akace bayongera okushaba abantu bona abari kuba nibaraba omwirindiro ry'enyamishwa erya Action Falls okubasa kwerinda kutanaganaga kasasiro hona ibari kuraba kandi n'okwegendesereza baba nibatambura omwirindiro ry'enyamishwa erya Action Falls.
Ekitongole ekirikujunaanizibwa aha nyamishwa ekirikumanywa nk'ekya Uganda Wildlife Authority kandi eki kikwija kikajunaanizibwa aha nshonga z'amarindiro gonna ag'enyamishwa omu ndimu yange erya Uganda hoona barugayo n'okuhabura abantu abakiriho nibeyongyera kukozesa oruguuto orukuraba omu irindiro ry'enyamishwa eririkumanywa nk'erya Murchison Falls eryerikushangwa okwe eruguru bwanyuma y'orutindo rwa Karuma okurugayo rukakingwa ahabw'okugira ngu nirwenda kugwamu kandi obwahati bainure abakiriho nibareeba eky'okukora kubarekeraho kuguma nibanagijura akasasiro omunda omu irindiro bambarabamu ningashi nabambarabamu okuguma nibimusa ebirahuri by'emotoka zaabo n'obundi bakareka kuteera orwari. Abakuru kuruga omu uwa hoona nibagira ngu abantu baba batagendeire amateeka aga nibaija kutunga oburemeezi ningashi nabwe abairindiro eryo babaase kurugayo n'okukinga gates zaabo abantu bareke kurabamu ahabw'okugira ngu nibaija kuteganisa obusingye bw'enyamishwa.
Speed omuntu gyavugirako kamera no bwetuwa ngetulaga nti badde ovuga speed essuka kwezo ojja obuzibu tujja kutandisa omuntu asobola okubeera ng'asasula fine ate nakyo ekiteetagisa kubanga kiba nakirungi omuntu okuvuga mpola ate n'otuuka mirembe. Tulinamu ne hamps nyingi kati omuntu ayinza okwagala okuvuga endiima n'akuba hamp oluusi n'afuna akabenje. Olwekyo tubasaba bakundire amateeka gano banaba bayita mu paaka omwo basobole okubeera nga batuuka gye balaga mirembe awatali buzibu bwonna. Emmotoka zetukkiriza okuyita mu paaka zeezo ezaaganiddwa okuyita e Karuma, gamba ebiroole, gamba trailer ne baasi. Oba olina costa, oba olina kamunye, oba olina emmotoka eyakabuyonjo, abo basobola okuweerezamu nga bakozesa Karuma kuba tebabagaanye. Naye bw'ayagala okuyita mu paaka kati ate abatuusa okusasula. Waliwo ensonga nga ssatu nti omuntu ekyokusooka bwe wayita mu paaka naawe olina okumanya nti ekifo ky'oyitamu si ekifo byaffe bya bulijjo. Ekintu kyonna kiyinza okukutuukako. Kiba kirungi ebiramu nobeera mu bitaddewo tomanya ekiyinza okubaawo. Omusota guyinza okubuuka mu muti ne gugwa mu mmotoka abantu bafuna obuzibu. So kiba kirungi kubeera nga babeera beegendereza ne batafuna buzibu bwonna. Linyisa ebirahuri oba tolina esi nga tekola wakiri okendezako katono nnyo okubeera ng'ofuna ku mpewo naye nga otaddewo embeera ey'okwerinda okulaba nga tutuusibwako kabi konna akava mu nsolo zetulina mu paaka. Tutugambye nti abantu abagenda okuyita mu paaka ekkubo bajja kuyingira ku geeti y'ekicumbanyogwo bafulumire ku geeti y'ettangi. Kati omuntu yena gwe tusanga ng'avudde ku kkubo eryo ng'alina gy'alaze kati oyo aba afuuse mulambuzi aba atuuse okusasula esente eziyingiza emmotoka mu paaka n'asasula n'esente buli muntu ali mu mmotoka babona baba bafuuse balambuzi. N'olwekyo bakozese ekkubo lye tubawadde okuyita ekicumbanyogwo okugenda ne bafulumira ettangi.
Zasimwa Kagesa ahabwa GNTV Agarikwotsya.
Bito bwoto abantu kyeyongyera kubamurikira narishi okubatangariza ebirikuza kubaho omu kubara abantu ekitwayeta census ekire kirikutandika erizooba sha mukaaga nibyo ebiri 10 by'okwa kataano 2024 abebembezi ba division eya Nakawa bashaba abo boona abarikuza kwejumbira omu kubara abantu kubasa kwegendesereza bakahandika gye abantu kandi bakakora omurimo murungi. Ekiro eki tukigarukamu nikiza kutandika ekiro ky'erizooba ebiro 10 by'okwa kataano 2024.
Obwokubarako abantu rufutandika ekiro ky'erya Nyakazooba obwa hatiya abo boona barye bakahinguruzibwa kandi bakahamibwako nibo barayijumbire omu kubara abanya-Uganda bwe barikukorera ahansi y'ekitongole ekirikumanywa nk'ekya UBOS batandikire emirimo yaabo kandi omu division ya Nakawa hoona barugayo n'okukomerwa entanda ebigambo birungi okugira ngu bikabasa kubarabya omu mirimo yaabo ebi barabase kukora omu 2010. Abebembezi batari bamwe na bamwe ahaba harimu ow'ekitiinisa Honorable Barumwezo Ronald nangwa n'omushokera wa mukuru w'ihanga ahabwa division ya Nakawa nangwa n'abandi bebembezi barugayo n'okuganiraho n'abo boona abarabase kwejumbira omu kubara abanya-Uganda ningashi ab'okubasa kweta ba numerators kandi hoona barugayo n'okubaheereza ebigambo ebirabase kubarabya omu bwire obu barikukora emirimo yaabo ebi bakwija kutandika ekiro ky'erya Nyakazooba okumara 2010. baragayo no kubashaba ko basakora umurimo w'umurungi ahubwo kuba government na yetaga ebintu birungi nangwa no kumanya umuhendo gw'abanya-Uganda bari mu muhangiri ya Uganda kugira ngo kikaba basa okubarira abanya-Uganda bona. Omunyamakuru witu hona yabasa kwikaho omudivision yanakawa okubana yirebera ababa bariko basibura.
Buli mwana yenna agenda kukora mu kubala abantu. Government yamaze okutekawo sente zimusasula weziri. Bino byogerwa nti bagenda kubasasula bulimba temukiriza mugende mukole. Government yamaze okutekawo sente, parliament yaziyisa bayi mupizi bali okuzirondora. So buli muntu yenna anakola mulimo guno ajja kusasula government yamaze okusalawo. Analya sente y'omwana yenna government weero okulaba nti emukwata obuli bw'enguzi corruption. So tukolera nga bannayuganda tukiriza omulimu gwa census tufune namba entuufu government planning bulungi nga temuli mistakes zonna.
Abatesitesi ubos abatesitesi b'omulimu guno okuba nti ebintu byabwe bibeera birambulukufu bulungi kubanga tufunye okwemulugunya mu bagenda okukola sente ze babagamba ku makya essaawa 4 ku mukaaga teziba zikyuse bagenda bagamba tugenda obbawo emitwalo 2 tugenda okutuuka mukaaga nti ate mutwalo 1. Ekintu kino kibamazeemu amaanyi era kiyinza okukosa omulimu guno. Nolwekyo saba kikwatibweko mu bwangu abantu bawe sente entuufu zennyini ze babagamba okuva olubereberye basobole okukola omulimu omulungi.
Bagenda ziba sente zaabwe basayininga contract ya mitwalo 5 ennaku 10 naye nebaza nti ne bawandika ebbaluwa etereza contract eyo nti bagenda bawa emitwalo 5 mu nnaku 10 buli lunaku mitwalo 5 ezo nazo njagala okulanga zibakola ki zibaweebwa sigenda kutunulira ng'omubaka parliament bino nga bigenda mu maaso nga twegayidde abantu bagende bakatandika okukola ate mubamme sente zaabwe zibakoledde awo nno ngenda kulondoola omulimu ogukola ndikukolebwa bulungi
kubanga government erina okupulaningira abantu beemanyi naye tutegeddeko nti waliwo abantu abatakkiriza abantu okuyingira mu bikomera byabwe. Gavumenti yataddewo olwokutaano enkya ng'olunaku lw'ekiwuumulo. Nsaba buli munnayuganda yenna munakawa ne kutwalirawo mu Kampala ne Uganda gezaako okulaba nti ogulawo ekikomera kyo bakubale ne famire yo kijja kuyamba gavumenti okuteekateekera bulungi ng'ekumanyi. Atakikoze abaddemu ensi nsaba munnayuganda yenna awe information entuufu ku famire ye ejja kuyamba gavumenti okupulaninga ku myaka ejjida mu maaso nga 10. Towa information nga si ntuufu ojja kuba olyazaamaanyiza ensi yo mu planning.
Bonna bagenda okukola omulimu guno bakubereza mukole omulimu omulungi kubanga omulimu guno gulwawo kubaawo emyaka mingi nga tetumanyi bantu ki be tulina ebyetaago byabwe n'ebirala ebikwata ku bantu baffe. So bakubiriza mu kukole n'obwagazi n'amaanyi gonna okulaba tujjayo ekintu ekirungi n'abatuuze baffe bakubiriza mujjumbire okulaba nti bababala temugaana temwekweka mubeereyo bababale mubenga muwaayo ebibakwatako
bagende babale abantu mu bwesimbu kubanga kigenda bayamba okufuna experience nti olulala ate be banaaweebwa emirimu egifaanako nga bwe gityo. Ekyokubiri ne mbagamba obunaanyizibwa bwabwe eri okubala gundi okubala abantu nti kikulu nnyo kubanga result tuzeetaaga twetaaga data omutuufu n'olw'ensonga bakole omulimu omuyonjo nabo bafune experience.
Zasimwa Kajese ahawa GNTV aho murinakawa
baitu kandi hati twazo omugemizano timu ya Real Madrid okurwa mu ihanga lya Spain ekire kyasheshe lya Nyakazoba yashoza timu ya Bayern Munich